All right. Looks like I'm live. All right. So today I decided to make a pot of chili. South Florida. Woke up this morning, it was below freezing. So as any good Florida boy does, anytime it's below 40 degrees, we make chili. The first thing I'm gonna do is brown my hamburger. Luckily trash goes out tomorrow, so all this won't stink later. Kind of thought this might be a good idea because a lot of kids anymore claim they don't know how to cook, and this is an easy meal. Really not a lot to it. Hamburger, beans, seasoning. Yeah, I think it was 29 degrees this morning when I woke up. A lot of people think that's not a big deal. It's not. But when you live in a subtropical place, this is like our week and a half of winter for Florida. They were showing snow flurries around Tampa, but that's like 2.5 hours north of me. Kind of a rare thing. I'm not really looking forward to work tomorrow. But then again, I hardly ever really look forward to work. Been using my deeper frying pan lately so that the grease can separate out better. I got roughly 3 pounds of hamburger meat here. I wish I had some ground venison. That would make it a little better. It does change the flavor a little. I usually don't do all venison though. I'll do like half and half because venison's not real fatty. It can be a bit lean. One of the things I tell people about cooking is that when you're going to cook, cook. Don't be trying to do other things. That's how you mess it up. Because you go off and get busy doing something else and forget about it and you burn it. Usually I'm using both eyes, but there was a limited amount of how much I wanted to clean in order to do this, so you can only see one eye in the video. So I thought I'd brown my hamburger, set it off to the side, then start working my beans. Beans will be a little different this time. Usually I buy a bunch of the smaller cans like this, and I'll do 4 cans of dark red, 4 cans of light red, and now I've been adding in 1 can of white because it gives a better presentation with different colors. And I've kind of learned that presentation is very important to a lot of people. When I was in the Corps, stationed in Hawaii, occasionally we used to go over to Hickam Air Force Base occasionally, and for different types of training or serve mart or whatever. And we got a chance to eat over there. Everybody thought it was better. I kept trying to tell them all the time, it's the same crap. It's just they got carpet on the floor and a fish tank over on the side. But they were convinced it was better food because of the presentation. It really don't take too long to brown meat. Start cooking on video and my nose wants to run. I never really considered doing any live videos, but when I was in the Philippines, there's one of the couple I was talking to that I knew from who they were from YouTube when I was trying to research and stop going over there. They said their biggest audience came from doing lives. Of course, I'm not trying to do this to make money or anything, but it was actually a large part of the girl's income, which is kind of neat. Oh, somebody joined me. Says it looks good. Thank you. A little early yet. So I think this is like my third live doing something. I thought, well, cooking can be an adventure, so kind of fits with my title. Hello, Wyatt. Might have to grab my reading glasses. I actually have magnets scattered all over my house to hold my reading glasses now, and I keep one on the side of the fridge for reading directions off of boxes and stuff. And like I said, this is only like my third live, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Drawing or... Not sure what you mean by that. Jade chicken. The game plan is make a pot of chili. And like I said, my chili is pretty easy. It's like a base recipe. But it's actually evolved. It's a little more than what my mom made for us as kids. And a lot more than what my sister still makes. It stays pretty simple because we were very picky eaters as kids. Now, I'm 50 years old, and a friend of mine's mom made the comment, I still eat like a kid. Drawing or cooking. I used to draw a lot. The lobster that's on my video thing, I actually drew several years ago. Drew it for the dive shop I work with. He had some that were taxidermied, and I took pictures of them and drew them. The only thing I ever had mass produced, there was two of them. The one that I use on my thumbnail screen, whatever you want to call it, was the one I liked. There was another one that he liked better, just a little bit different pose. But the one, I kind of use it as my business logo and everything now. Doesn't always fit, you know, because my business, I clean boat bottoms and I teach scuba and stuff for the dive shop. And the people assume I'm a lobster fisherman. I just thought, well, it had to do with the water, it'd be good enough. All right, I'm going to pull this off to the side, turn this down, and put my stock pot on. Let's see, what did that say? Oh, I'm very talented in. Thank you. I used to do a lot of drawing as a kid, but then as I got busy with being an adult, life takes up too much time for that. Ain't sure what happened there. My pot's all wobbly. Now, some people say you're supposed to drain the beans off. That by doing what I do and just dumping them in there is what causes you to get gassy. Now, I think that sounds like a crock of shit to me, but the person that told me that was an ex who, I think her main goal in life was to see just how expensive and difficult she could make it. I like to mix my beans up though. I do some dark red and some light red. Because I think it gives a better presentation. Something got on my eye and it's burning. I'm cooking chili. I was saying earlier that down here in Florida, just about any time it gets below 40 degrees, we all make a pot of chili. And I don't believe in making a small pot of chili. If you're going to make a small pot, you're already doing it wrong. Ah! And you got to spill something when you're cooking. Make a mess. When I redid my kitchen years ago, the first time I used this stove, I spilled something, and it ran down the front, and it ran into the little vents there in the glass door, and run down the inside of the glass. It must have been 10 years before I figured out how to take it apart and clean that out. My chili is a very simple recipe. Just beans and meat, and I do a can of tomato paste, usually a cheapie. This one's so cheap, can't make it work with a can opener. There we go. Spoke too soon. When I spilled that other can, it's all over everything now. I try to keep everything real close to my stove, which isn't all that hard because my kitchen isn't very big. My whole house isn't very big, but it's plenty big enough for me. And after so long of being in it, there's a lot of crap in here these days. April will be 27 years that I've been in this house. Can't believe it. Before I bought this place, I had never lived in one place more than 4 years at a time. For one reason or another, I had always moved around. Now, I just put a thing of tomato paste in there to thicken it up. All right, well, enjoy your lunch, and thank you for joining me for a little while. Jade Chicken. So I'm going to blend that tomato paste in there a little bit. Next thing I usually do is a jar of salsa. Get some more tomatoes, and then I get my onions and peppers and all that are already chopped up in there. Keeps it easy. I had some people say, oh, you got to cut it all up and all. I don't want to take forever. Just put it in there that way. It's important to keep stirring that because you can mess it up and let it scorch the bottom. And that'll mess up your whole pot of chili as well. I'm going to go ahead and start spooning in my hamburger meat. Or decide how many more beans I want to put in. Stir that in there some. And turn it down a little more. Go ahead and hit it with some more chili powder. Got some chipotle and hit it with some of that. Makes it all look a little darker. And for a little heat, I'm going to add some cayenne. I put cayenne in just about everything. Give that a stir. Put in some more hamburger meat. I usually don't do any pinto beans in there, but the first place I stopped was out of kidney beans. So I bought some of these. I'll go ahead and put them in there. Usually I just use kidney beans because I like kidney beans the best. Yeah, the first place I stopped there had been a run on kidney beans chili, and they were just about out. So I bought those just so I'd have a variety of beans in it. Now by using canned beans and everything coming out of the can's already been cooked and all, you really ain't got to cook this all day. Hold my pork. Are the clownfish still alive? No, I haven't had a clownfish in quite a while. Matter of fact, I just got my aquariums up and running the other day. Well, the 55's been up for a while now, but it's in rough shape. You can see that one in the background. And I checked the salt the other day, and it's a little low. I got to go get some salt, and I think that's why I've been losing some stuff. The algae's in it real bad right now. So, it's like a lot of things. I'll do it for a while, and then I get busy with other things, and it slows down. Oh, hey, Tyler. My nephew joined me. I had no idea that's what you called your handle, was Hold My Pork. It's kind of like there was a spear fisherman who used to do business at the shop. His email address was gag on my shaft. Gag is a type of grouper, and the spear gun, they call it a shaft. I'm trying to decide if I want to put any more beans in this or not. Definitely need some more seasoning though. Yeah, I've been starting to do lives while I cook. That the guy, Sergio, that went with us to October? Does he hold my beans? I think I'm going to call that just about done. Turn that all the way down to low. Oh, Giovanni's who is holding my beans. I'm not sure if I've ever met Giovanni. Maybe I did. That sounds familiar. So this thing's running a timer. I just basically put this together in 23 minutes. I don't know that I'd eat it just yet. I'd like to get a little more warmer. I usually let it simmer for a while. But I really did not. I know I put it together faster than most people, but I didn't realize it was that fast. Scrape the bottom of this pan of my hamburger. But you can see my chili's pretty meaty. Put it on low, hit it more powder. Cover it up and just let it simmer for a bit. Come by, stir it from time to time, and that's pretty much that. Tyler, if you're still there, did y'all get any ice in Orlando? I haven't talked to Don in Tampa yet, or sent Chad a text this morning, but we didn't talk about that. anyhow, that's pretty much that. It's a basic chili recipe, and you can tweak it however you want. You can, like I said, chop your own vegetables and onions and stuff added if you'd like more of that in there. A lot of times I wait until after it's done, because chili is always better the second day after it's come out of the fridge. But I'll mix in some cheese to my bowl, and I'll add my jalapenos in, because I like my jalapenos to stay somewhat crisp and crunchy. If I put them in now, they get too soft. If I can get the bottom of this out of the jar of salsa. Waste not, want not. Use it all. I paid for it all. But yeah, hell, that's 3 days of food for me, at least. So they had ice at Universal Studios. Anybody watching this that doesn't know us, you're wondering what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, my nephew is on here right now, and he lives in Orlando. But we were below freezing this morning. The coldest we've been in quite some time. We haven't had a good hard freeze since like 2010. And this didn't qualify as a hard freeze yet. It only got down to the 20s. Usually it's got to get down to the teens and stay there for a while before it's considered a hard freeze. And since most of the citrus is gone, most people don't worry about it as much as they used to. Let's see. Anything else I can think of to talk about before I call this finished? Oh, I remember that camera's up above my bald head. Big shot of glare on it, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah, I was wondering if mine will even crank, because I'm not sure if I've drove it since we went to October. But it's definitely too windy to be out on the motorcycle right now. But I was thinking about that when I cleaned up that area for this video. Didn't want to get carried away and clean up the whole house. Just the area that would be on camera. All right, well, that's pretty well it. Like I said, after a while, I'll spoon it into a bowl, mix in some cheese, some Fritos. Used to use saltine crackers a lot. Some people buy those little soup crackers. I don't really like to use a Ritz, because Ritz get too mushy. Sometimes I'll scoop it up with tortilla chips and use it that way. But that's all there is to it. If anybody has never done it before, I hope this gives them an idea of how to do it. And like I said, it's just a basic. You can tweak it and make it your own by adding anything else that you would want to. Oh yeah. Fritos are good in chili. I even been getting the chili cheese ones when they were on sale. Don't put too many, because it will get a little soft. I have a much bigger fish aquarium on the other side of the wall behind the stove, and today's the first time I turned the stove back on, because I bought a new pump for that big aquarium. It's like a 160-gallon aquarium, and I had a leak somewhere. And I was messing around, I kept hearing something, and all of a sudden I realized the plug for the stove is at the very bottom of the wall. I had to run and turn all the power off to the house and pull the stove out, and that was about 2 weeks ago. And this morning I went ahead and flipped the breaker and turned the power back on to it since it hadn't been leaking anymore. I just turned the pump off, so apparently it's something that I had just done that made it leak. But it ain't burned down, so I guess we're good. There's some little crown says number 2 beside it. That's there was 3 people watching. Now it's just 2. Anyway, that's about all there is to do with this. So I think I'm going to close it out and call it done. Hope somebody found it helpful. And everybody take care. Have a good day. Stay warm. Because I know it's a lot colder for other people. And where do I turn this off at? Let's start with this arrow here. Oh. Well, let's just try the X then. Nope, it's still counting. Yes, I won't stop streaming. So, okay.